Okay, hi guys. So today I just want to bring up pretty quickly a couple of issues I've noticed, especially with new clients more than guys that have been training for a while. And it's probably something that may be a fault of us as a fitness industry. Perhaps we need to work better at kind of addressing for new clients. And what I'm talking about is kind of this perception of what results you're going to get versus the amount of time and effort invested, because I notice in new clients there seems to be a massive disconnect between what you believe the effort is that you're putting in and the time you're putting in and the end result. So what I'm talking about is how many times you train a week, how hard you train, how effective that is. So for example, I like all my clients to train usually 4 times a week. Just because I know from most people that's easy to recover for, it's pretty easy to commit to realistically if you are serious about your results. Also, most of my clients tend to recover pretty well from that, which is obviously a big thing as well, especially with the guys that do want to get put on size and the ladies that want to lose fat. You've got to make sure you can actually recover from your workouts. So if we look at that, if you look at 4 hours per week in terms of your total week, and there's 168 hours per week, so 4 hours is about 2% of that. So to put that in perspective, if I said to you, I've got an amazing business opportunity for you, you're going to see a week-on-week return on investment in a year's time. Your financial state is going to be drastically different from where you are now, and you only have to invest 2% of your time per week in it. You'd think I was being ridiculous. It'd be too good to be true. It must be some sort of Ponzi scheme or something crazy. But the reality is, with your exercise routine, that's if it's well planned, emphasis on well planned and well thought out, and also well executed as well. So you put some heart and soul into your training rather than just going for the motions. That's exactly what you're going to get. So you're going to get week on week. You're going to see small improvements, and then those add up to the month on month. You see bigger improvements until eventually a year goes by. So January 2015, and you look drastically and you feel drastically different than where you are now. So, another analogy I like to use is, imagine you started, one of your goals this year was to learn a musical instrument. So say you wanted to learn to play the guitar, and you said to yourself, I really want to play guitar, I want to get better at it, so I'm going to devote 4 hours of my week every week for the next year in learning to play the guitar. So what I'll do is I'll take a video of day one with my brand new guitar. You take a video, it's horrendous, you can't play a tune, barely play a single note, just horrible, and then obviously practice 4 hours a week every week for the whole year. Then at the end of the year you take another video and you see yourself playing. Obviously you'd expect to see a marked improvement between day one and the last day. Obviously you would, because you invested all that time, and if you didn't, you'd be objective enough to say, well, maybe I need some help, or maybe I wasn't making the most effective use of my time. I put the time in, but I wasn't doing it correctly, therefore I didn't get a result. Now for some reason, when it comes to the gym and fat loss results, I think there's too much of this kind of softness with, I just want to get fit, which is a really ambiguous term. I'm not a big believer in ambiguous goals. If you just want to get fit, really what that means, most people, they will drop a couple % body fat, get stronger, which can be measured either by doing things like chin-ups, dips, a certain amount of weight, whatever, or be able to run a certain distance, something like that. There is a way of being objective about it, whatever it is. And then, of course, if you go in with ambiguous goals and you've got ambiguous training, obviously you're getting ambiguous results. I want to feel a bit fit. Well, did you really lose some fat, or did you get any better or anything? When the year comes by and you think, just wasted another year. So you've got to be objective about it, and you've got to stand back occasionally and think, oh shit, I wasted a whole year's worth of effort. I'll give an example. One of the first gyms I worked at in the UK, which was Winners, was a really well equipped gym, great coaches there as well. But obviously, like any big-ish gym, like 1,000+ members, you're always going to get members there that don't work with a coach for whatever reason. Perhaps they believe it's not in their budget, or they just don't want to, whatever. So when I first started working there in like 2006, there was a lot of regular members then that used to come in 3, 4, maybe even 5 times a week. And then by the time I left, like 4 or 5 years later, those people had either not made any progress, or in some cases had actually gone backwards slightly. And you got to think to yourself, all those hours invested, just wasted because they weren't spending their time effectively. If you've 2% of your week, you've only got 2% of your week. If you are putting in 4 sessions, or it's going to be even less if you get 3 or 2. That's precious time. That's precious time to get some serious work done, give some stimulation to your body to give you the results that you want. So you've got to make sure you've got an effective plan, an objective way of measuring results, and you need to know that when you're in there, you've got to train hard. You've got to put the heart and effort in. Have to. I see it with my clients. I'm pretty good at the moment. Most of them are really good. If I'm not around, obviously when I'm there, I know I'm going to get 100% of them, or whatever 100% is that day that they've got to give. I'm going to get it out of them on that workout. That's my job. But when they're on their own, I need to know that maybe they might not get 100, but at least they get 90% out of themselves. And that's the key as well for a lot of people. They kind of get into this comfort zone of like a meat and 2 veg workout, where they just kind of do the same thing. Never really push themselves. There's no new challenge, no new goal, nothing to aim towards, and it's just kind of going through the motions when you go in the gym, and that really annoys me because you are just wasting your time. You've got to have, when you train, it's got to be focused and it's got to be smart. You've got to make the most of your precious time. And you see people in the gym just kind of going through the motions, and you're just wasting your time. Like the person who wanted to learn to play the guitar and was just piss poor at, learning how to learn it properly and just wasted a year of life. It's no different. And that gyms will be full around the world, not just in this country, the UK, but around the world. Be full of people that do that. And sometimes you think to yourself, well, perhaps I should put them aside in a year's time and just say, look, I started working here a year ago and you've actually got slightly worse, or you've not got anywhere yet. I've seen you here every day. Maybe you need to reassess what you're doing. Perspective. 2% of your time, if you are doing 4 sessions, it really isn't a great commitment. Like I said, if you thought that as a business, 2% with a week on week, and a massive year-end return, and you think that was amazing. So why not treat your body and your health any differently? And it really isn't that a great deal of time to get the most important stuff done. So you have to make sure that it's focused, there's intent, and it's productive. You've got to be effective with your time. Anyway, that's my round 2 for the day. Of course, any questions, comments, let me know.